Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. We are here with the final episode of Green Lantern, the animated series. Season 1, episode 26, of course. I don't know the title. I'll find out when I get into the episode. And you're probably noticing, maybe with my voice, maybe not so much, but I'm trying my best to push through it. I am getting sick. Of course, just got back from Disney. It was fun and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm getting sick, of course. But I'm going to try to push through and really enunciate my words to make sure you understand me, because I do feel the stuffiness and you might be able to hear it in my voice. But anyways, besides all that, the final episode of Green Lantern, and I hate the fact that I'm saying that because we've only gotten one season of the show and then it didn't continue. I don't know, and I'm not going to look into it until after I finish this video, if there was any plans or any sort of confirmation of what Season 2 was going to be, and so I may do a video on that, discussing what was potentially going to be Season 2 after I get this video done. But it's crazy to say this is the end. But this show has just been a great journey. It's been fun, and I thank you all so much for watching the videos, supporting them, commenting your thoughts, and us having discussions every week about the writing of the show, how it's gotten so good, and the Aya twist. Just so many things that have worked for the show. This has not been perfect. Like Green Lantern, like this show has not been a perfect show, but it has accomplished a lot with its first season and really made me appreciate and really like more like Hal Jordan as a character, because I grew up on the Justice League animated show, which of course their primary, Green Lantern was John Stewart. I grew up as John Stewart as my Green Lantern. I always liked Hal, but this show has made me appreciate Hal more as a character, and I wish there was more they could have done with this show, because they did a lot of great foundation building with the Manhunters and the Anti-Monitor and now Aya and other Green Lantern characters. Like, they were really starting to expand as the show was continuing with this season of what they could do. Of course, the introduction of the Blue Lanterns, like so many things, and then the Orange Lanterns towards the end here. There's a lot of stuff they were setting up, a lot of things they were introducing to expand the world outside of just Green Lanterns. Of course, the Star Sapphires. There's so many things we could discuss here, but it's unfortunate there was no continuation to really flesh this out more. And I know Young Justice did a version. I actually reacted to the episode years ago because I was reacting to Young Justice. They did a continuation, in a sense, of the character of Razer, looking, I believe, for Aya, and I really didn't understand the context. It was a good episode overall, but there was a lot of context I was missing because it was a technical continuation, even though it's not officially canon in the Young Justice universe, this show. But they were paying homage to, unfortunately, the storyline not continuing in this show and brought in Young Justice in a way. So I may go back and rewatch that episode and may do a video on it. I'm not sure. Possibly. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I may do it. But I definitely want to look more into Season 2 and all that, too, to see what else was out there in terms of if there's any confirmation or details to discuss that. But ultimately, I'm curious as hell how they're going to wrap this up, because Aya killed the Anti-Monitor officially, because, of course, I thought he was dead. He actually wasn't dead, but now she has officially killed him and has now taken the piece she needs to travel back in time to basically stop creation altogether, which is insane that this show is doing something like that, let alone the Anti-Monitor in general, but now this with Aya. Crazy. So, without further ado, I'm ready to dive in, guys, to see the final episode, and I hate saying that, of Green Lantern, the animated series, to see how they wrap this all up, to see where they, how do they conclude this? Like, I don't know. But I'm ready to dive in. I hope you guys are excited, as I am, and I'm going to push through this sickness and all this nonsense to get into this video, to have a good time. And let's see what happens, guys. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Green Lanterns. These will very likely be the final orders I shall ever give to you. It plans to return to the very moment of creation, to remake reality. Aya has absorbed the energy of dozens of star systems. The Green Lantern's power, as great as it is no match for her. The Guardians of Oa. Wish you luck. Our Green Lantern Corps.
Doing a little research, huh? Okay.
Display star chart.
Well, that's cool.
In cultivating Aya's independence, you could not know what havoc she would wreak.
This is true. Yeah.
I stole the ship she was trapped in.
That is my sector, 2813.
So this is personal for you.
This particular system was devoid of life. A fortunate stroke of luck.
Okay, that shot's awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's cool. She's not been destroying any life? Like, no plants with life? Is that what she's been doing? What is this machine?
My task is nearly complete. Hold them off a short while, my children.
Full army. Oh my god. Where's Jon Stewart? Come on. This is full on war. And I love it. Love it. Nice. They're all getting their moment to shine. Yeah.
No way we're busting through.
What's Hal doing exactly?
Too tough for the sergeant?
There we go.
Salak, I know this sounds crazy, but you've got to call off this attack.
Ooh.
The time displacement generator is coming online.
Oh shit. He's just going for it, man. He's just going. He's going right up to Aya. Yep.
Listen
Yep.
to me. You are not what you claim. If living organisms have no meaning or value to you, then why feed only on stars surrounded by lifeless planets? You couldn't do it, could you? Vaporize living beings because you're not a killer.
Uh-oh.
You will bear witness to all creation being remade. Before you die, you shall be the last living organism.
That was a pretty crazy reveal that she actually's never killed anybody yet. So the question is, holy crap, can she actually do it though? Can she recreate everything? Oh, the hand, oh my god. Is she actually gonna... Okay, well...
Hal Jordan to core, come in. We'll never defeat this thing with firepower.
Yep.
Send in Razer. Top priority, copy. Send in Razer.
He's flying in, oh my god. Full on crazy, man. This is crazy.
He wants us to send in Razer ASAP.
Hal, your friend who was just eaten, wants me to ignore orders.
Razer's the only one here with a power ring that works on green constructs.
Yes.
Aya's practically made of the stuff.
That shot at the hand, that's crazy.
You seldom fail to surprise me, Green Lantern Hal.
You can't do this. Look around you,
Just gonna
Aya.
try.
An eternal, endless expanse completely devoid of life.
I am not preventing the Big Bang, as you call it. I am
Oh.
improving it, eliminating a few key elements required for organic biology. I will fill the cosmos with self-replicating artificial beings, incapable of pain. A perfect universe.
What if Jordan's wrong?
If he's wrong,
I mean...
neither of us will ever know.
Exactly.
Ready?
No.
It takes
I
little
mean...
preparation to be a living bullet.
Not what I mean.
I will do what must be done.
Yawn. What are you waiting for?
This is crazy. Firing him like a bullet. It's crazy. Actually, bullet. This is crazy. Fire the bullet, which is Razer. Well, there you go.
You only converted uninhabited systems into energy.
Yep.
Your empathy stopped you from destroying life.
I have neither empathy nor enmity.
You'll also stop joy and happiness and love.
A
She doesn't care.
characteristically emotional outburst from an organic life form.
All that was missing was the spark of life.
Finally showing her the truth.
Unbeknownst to anyone, I extracted a portion of the entity dwelling inside the central battery.
Newsflash, you are not purely artificial. You were created from a strand of a living being.
It is faulty information.
You know it's true.
Faulty?
I'm not clever enough to fake that footage.
Okay, let's see what happens.
You can't destroy life without destroying yourself.
Exactly, exactly. Oh! Oh, shit. Oh my
A
god.
new reality is about to be born.
He's going for it. He's going for
What
it.
emotion is it, Green Lantern Hal?
He's crying. Yeah, he's got to do it.
Razer!
Is this the emotionless machine mind that wants to fix the universe? Your emotions were never completely sealed off.
He's dying. My love.
Razer must receive medical attention.
That would
You
probably
think?
be best done back in our own time. If there's a populated future to get back to, that is.
Okay. So,
I have ceased manipulating the vortex.
okay,
The
good.
universe will
Good.
develop naturally and undisturbed.
Holy crap, the Big Bang. Crazy, it's a hand, too. It's just crazy.
What have I done?
Well, you attacked him.
Aya, think. Help him.
back to Aya. But
You will be all right, Razer.
I will be. Now that you have come back to me.
I was
aww,
a threat to everything.
How could I kill you? My red energy constructs are powered by hate.
yeah,
There is no
and
hate in my heart for you, Aya.
Are you alright?
well, we're good.
What's going on in
We're
there?
good.
It's over. We did it. Aya's back on our side. Call off the Manhunters.
I have tried, Green Lantern Hal. The other Ayas no longer recognize me as one of them. They will not obey my commands.
Oh.
Now each of them is a newly minted copy of me, and a potential threat to the universe. It is a statistical probability that eventually, any one of them will ultimately find a way to end life in the universe.
A computer virus.
Yes.
Oh.
This will seek out and delete every possible version of the Aya program.
It won't delete you.
It
The
will.
virus must eliminate every version of me
Ooh.
in order to protect universal life. It is too late, my love.
Shit.
It is already done.
Damn. She sacrificed herself because all of them would have. Oh my god.
You will never be alone. You have a
Come
family
on,
now.
dude.
And somehow, I know I will be with you too.
We just got her back too. Fuck. Man, this show.
Corps can't honor its heroes if the heroes don't show up to the ceremony.
I'm leaving. I refuse to believe that Aya is dead. I made that
Oh.
mistake once before.
Okay, yeah.
Red, we all miss her.
No being as adaptable and resourceful as she could truly be deleted from existence.
True.
I know in my heart that she is out there somewhere.
Aww. Oh. The final shot showing the blue ring going after Razer, basically following him, makes a lot of sense because of the Young Justice episodes. So that actually wasn't too surprising, but I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And honestly, this didn't feel like a series finale episode because obviously it wasn't planned for one season. This show had plans probably to do multiple seasons, or at least more than one. But this was overall a pretty damn good episode. A giant war scene went throughout the episode with all of the Manhunters, or the Aya Hunters, if you will, as Kilowog had said earlier in the season a few episodes back, against the entire force of the Green Lantern Army, which they showed a lot of Green Lanterns, besides Hal, Kilowog, and of course Razer and all that. But they mentioned John Stewart. He was not shown at all. There was no Sinestro, nothing of him whatsoever in this episode, but it seemed like we had the entire Green Lantern force, it felt like it, in this battle, even though we didn't see a lot of them, but we saw a few, of kind of the side ones. Even the squirrel Green Lantern was involved in this. But you could tell this was just like wrapping up this arc. This wasn't trying to wrap up the whole show. Going back to the beginning of time, the Big Bang, with a giant hand holding the universe, or holding what was in place to then explode into what would become the universe. Very interesting visuals, because it feels like a mix of two things. The actual Big Bang, and I even reference that, and the hand holding it feels like they're also referencing, of course, God created the heavens and the earth and all that stuff. So like the idea that God, and it felt like God's hand and the Big Bang were kind of like melded into this version of how everything's been created. So they were basically giving us an amalgamation or an idea of that. But visually it looked interesting. Now, we had seen where Aya isn't completely, like, as she even said in this episode, like cold, like a cold determination, or like, what was the phrase she said? Cold, factual, like something, like basically not going off emotion. She has no emotion. She claims she has no emotions. But we had seen where she reacts differently when Razor's around. I think specifically on the Star Sapphire episode, where we had Carol show back up, become a Star Sapphire to fight Atrocitus, and she was about to destroy the entire planet of where the Star Sapphires were. Even though Carol won with Hal's help, and of course we had, I forget her name, but she sacrificed herself for Hal and everything. Atrocitus lost, but still Aya was like, I'm going to destroy the whole planet. Well, then Razor shows up, and all of a sudden she makes her decision. She changes her mind and goes, well, now I'm going to find a way to destroy everything at once. And this starts the whole, like, her idea of, like, trying to find a way to destroy everything all at once instead of destroying one planet at a time. Even though she ended up still doing that, but she wasn't going to destroy this planet because Razor's here. Razer didn't show up, she would have killed everybody on that planet. But since Razer showed up at the end of that episode with the star sapphires and all that, she decided not to. So the moment when he creates the dagger, of course his ring goes off of hate. He's crying, and then as soon as she turns around and sees him and says Razer, and the way she says Razer, it's not the anti-monitor Aya. This is like, it felt more like Aya that we know. He hesitates, construct of the blade goes away, and then she blasts him, and basically he's dying. And then she completely switches. But it really started to turn around, even though she's deflecting and saying no, is when we finally show the footage of how she was created. We had learned that Aya is actually alive, with a small essence of the being that actually powers the Green Lantern core, the Green Lantern like abilities and everything. There's an actual being inside of the battery, inside the thing on Oa. So she took a sliver to make Aya into what she is. So she is alive. That started to make the change, but she's never really been this anti-monitor Aya because Hal figured it out, which I thought was very fascinating how they handled this too, because we've seen her destroying planets, destroying shit, absorbing worlds. She's only been going after stars in places that have no life. So when she's taking out a star and absorbing the energy from that star, its surrounding planets around that star that she absorbed has no life on it at all, so it's not affecting anything. I thought that was very fascinating, because Aya's still getting the energy she needs, but she can't bring herself to actually kill anything. And I'm like, okay, that shows that deep down inside, this anti-monitor version of Aya that has become this, sorry for sniffling, it shows that there's more going on than what she's perceiving and what she's pushing out as like her motive, or what she's perceiving and trying to show everybody what she is. Because she's like, look, I hate all organic life. If I destroy everything at the beginning of time and all this stuff, there's not going to be any emotions. But then Hal's like, look, but you're alive too. And I think that this show has done a really good job throughout the anti-monitor Aya arc, as I call it, the twist. They've handled it very well because of the way they handled Aya's dialogue and the way they progressed that story with her, because it's really coming into question about being human, about having emotions, and her neglecting all that, but secretly not. Secretly not, because she can't. She's not fully a machine, is the thing. So it really brought into question about, is this really going to happen? Is she truly going to destroy everything? Which we know she wasn't, but how are they going to handle and how are they going to stop her? Because what they were showing throughout this arc is Aya's pretty much indestructible. They've not been able to stop her. So how do you do it? It's actually pleading to the actual piece of life that's in her that makes her her. So I thought the way they handled that, and with Razer getting attacked, and then how she reverted back to herself. But then the hope, right? That's why the Blue Ring chose Razer and was following him, because he had hope that Aya is still out there. Even though she destroyed all the versions of Manhunters, because I'm like, okay, so we're back to normal here. Aya's great, but like, I know there's something about where Razer is searching for Aya. Like, that's a storyline that the Young Justice show, as I mentioned in the intro, picks up in their own non-canon, canon-ish way. So Aya is still here. So what happens? So when they reveal that all the Manhunters have a version of Aya in them, to where any of them could then become essentially her, and to try to destroy all humanity, all life, and all that stuff, all the motion, she had to do what she had to do. Sacrifice herself. We just got her back, and now she's gone again. But see, we had seen this before. We had made it believe that Aya was dead before. She came back, things were said, things were unsaid, then she turned into the evil Aya as we saw her. So for Razer to have hope and belief is interesting, Because I wonder if they would have actually brought her back. And I'm curious if, like I said, there's any information on this, because I wonder if they actually would have explored Razor's like story within season 2, or if he would have been away from the show for a bit, or what the plan was. My guess is, to me, Razor is an important aspect, an important character in the show. So I don't think they would have actually got rid of him completely. I think he probably would have either two things. One, and this is just my speculation, I have no clue. One, he would have been off the show for a bit. We would have been following Hal and Kilowog, maybe another character or something, joining a team or something. And then we would have just been on some adventures. And then Razor would have probably showed up a little bit later. Or two, we would have followed Hal and Kilowog, but we probably would have had some episodes as well for Razor searching for Aya, and then maybe coming across certain characters, and then maybe we would have built up to Aya returning. Or maybe revealing that she never truly was going to be able to be found because she doesn't exist anymore. But I think with the way they were handling Aya as a character within the show, and how important and significant she was to the overall success of this season, in my opinion, in the show itself, I don't think you could truly get rid of her completely. Like, have her, like, not have her ever show up again. I would think that there'd probably be a way to, maybe at the end of season 2, she is found and brought back, but I don't know where you progress that further. The only thing I could think you could possibly do if you were to bring her back, if she was found, was Razor to, I guess, fall in love with her, as he already is in a way, and that's pretty much the character development. We would just keep following Razor, just becoming less and less of a Red Lantern and more of a Blue Lantern. Or within the Young Justice episode, they basically show he's a hybrid. He's both. He's both Red and Blue Lantern. So I think that's why what they would have done, maybe. Who's to say? Because they would have had more time to develop it versus one episode in season 4, was it, in Young Justice, that had this going on. So overall, I think the show did a really good job of balancing a lot of great character moments, storylines. I was happy with the fact that, because I was honestly expecting the Red Lanterns was going to be the full season arc. Only the first half. So I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the characters they brought in. And the storylines they also brought in for Razor's development as a character. Kilowog's development as a character. And Hal learning to embrace being a Green Lantern, and how Carol had basically pushed him away, and how that's really changed him. And also how things were changing within Oa itself and the Green Lantern Corps. They did a lot of good things within this show. And as I said in the intro, the show is not perfect, because there were times where episodes weren't as good as others, and certain moments that I really wish would have been handled better or just changed entirely. But as a whole, I think Green Lantern, the animated series, is proving that it was a special show for its time, and it's one of the better DC shows, in my personal opinion, that I've seen. And it's unfortunate it was one and done season, because I would have loved to have seen what they would have done continuing the show for another season at least, just to see what else they would have explored. My guess is season 2 also would have probably introduced Sinestro becoming the first Yellow Lantern. That's my guess, because they were setting that up in a way with his one episode where he was really established, and showing the darker side of him at the end of the episode. So, yeah, I would say out of 10 being amazing. I think this show, sits at 8.5. It definitely has some highlights. It has some low moments, but this show definitely deserves, its praise and attention from people. And I highly recommend anybody who's not watched the show to watch it. Now, if you're watching this video and you're here at this point, you've already seen the series. But I really hope people discover the show over time. And it's unfortunate that it's hard to find it now, streaming, because I don't think it's streaming. It's not streaming on HBO Max. I had to go my own special way to find the show. That's how I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm hoping that there's some way that people can discover this show, because I don't see hardly anybody talk about it. And it's unfortunate. And that really goes to show, because the views on this show have not really been great, except for the beginning. First few episodes did pretty decent, and each episode now has been lucky to hit 1,000 views. but I still continued on because, number one, you guys voted for the show, but also mainly I really enjoyed the show. If I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't have continued. But it goes to show with the views how they have not really done well. This show shows that there really isn't a lot of interest in people watching the show, or people remembering watching the show, or even have discovered it. So I'm hoping that people discover this show over time, not to support my videos, but to support the show for what it did, because the storyline, the storytelling, the characters, everything they were doing was like pretty spot on. Like, there was a couple of things they could have done better, but this show definitely deserves attention from DC fans and people that want to learn more about Green Lantern as a whole, because I grew up not really knowing a lot about the Green Lantern lore. I've learned stuff over time, but I just really wasn't the thing I gravitated to. I'm more so into like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. We're talking DC specifically here, Justice League, but like Flash, but there's certain characters like Green Lantern that I knew about enough, but really didn't know too much. I love the fact that the show gave me more information and more of an understanding of Oa and the Green Lantern Corps and other Lantern stuff, like those Blue Lantern stuff, Orange Lantern, just certain things they did to expand my knowledge of this side of DC that I really wasn't too familiar with. So I give them a round of applause, as they say, for that. I hate that it's over, but it was a fun journey for sure, and I appreciate y'all for supporting the videos and for, recommending me to watch this show. I really didn't think about this show as an option for polls and everything to get voted on, but you guys voted and pushed, and it has, of course, won. And the show has been now complete. And it's crazy to say that because it feels like only a few weeks ago I started it, but time has been flying. But this show definitely was a fun ride, and I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, enjoyed the journey. And from here, I don't know in terms of what I'll be covering from the show moving forward. In terms of, if there is Season 2 information, I think I'll definitely try to dive in to make a video about that. And I may end up rewatching the Young Justice episode just to see, in a new context of me now finishing the show, to rewatch it again. So I may do that as a video as well. Not really sure. Maybe. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to the series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, your thoughts overall about this episode, and your overall thoughts as a whole to the show in general. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.